Ever wondered how to get the best deals in a bustling Indian market? If you have, you're about to embark on a journey into the heart and soul of India's vibrant trade culture. This isn't just about learning a few bargaining tricks help you save a few rupees. It's about immersing yourself in a culture where haggling is as integral to the retail experience as the products themselves. In India, haggling is not just a matter of exchanging money for goods. It's not simply a commercial transaction, it's a dance, a rhythmic exchange of words, gestures, and expressions. It's a cultural symphony that plays out in the bustling markets and vibrant bazaars of this diverse country. To the untrained eye, it might seem like a chaotic process, but look a little closer and you'll see an underlying order, a pattern, a melody that guides this dance. Each negotiation is a delicate of give and take, a blend of assertiveness and respect, a mutual understanding that both parties are simply playing their parts in this cultural performance. In India, haggling isn't just about getting a good price, it's the rhythm of the market, the pulse of commerce. It's a language in itself, one that is spoken with smiles and gestures as much as with words. It's a conversation that begins with a price, but often ends with stories, laughter, and a bond formed over a shared experience. And believe it or not, it's a social bonding experience. Unlike the impersonal transactions that are in many Western retail settings, shopping in India is a communal affair. Each purchase is a shared journey, a story that unfolds with each counteroffer and concession. It's a dance that brings people together, fostering connections and friendships that can last. The vibrant bazaars of Jaipur to the bustling lanes of Old Delhi. Bargaining is as much a part of the shopping experience as the colorful textiles, the aromatic spices, and the intricate handicrafts. In these markets, the art of haggling is a tangible expression of India's rich cultural tapestry. It's a game of patience, where buyers and sellers engage in a playful battle of wits, each trying to outmaneuver the other without upsetting the harmony of the transaction. It's a test of wills, where compromise and mutual respect are valued as much as the final price. So, whether you're a seasoned haggler or a rookie bargain hunter, understanding these cultural nuances can make a world of difference. It's not just about getting a good deal, it's about appreciating the beauty of the dance, the rhythm of the market, the joy of the journey. It's about learning to see shopping not as a chore or a transaction, but as an opportunity to connect with people, to immerse yourself in rich and vibrant culture, and to truly experience the heart and soul of India. So are you ready to dive into the world of haggling? Ready, learn the language of the market, to dance the dance of the bargain, to play the game of patience and wits? I hope you are, because it's going to be quite a ride. The first step to mastering the art of bargaining is understanding the market itself. Picture a bustling Indian market, a place where sensory overload is an understatement. Everywhere you look, your eyes are treated to a spectrum of colors, your nostrils fill with a variety of smells, and your ears pick up a symphony of sounds. The market is a labyrinth, a maze filled with stalls, each one overflowing with an assortment of goods. From spices that come in every conceivable hue of the rainbow to the intricate hand-loom fabrics, every stall is a treasure trove waiting to be discovered. There's gleaming brassware that catches the sunlight and reflects it back in 1,000 different directions. Vibrant ceramics, painted with painstaking precision, beckon to be picked up and admired. In this world, every product has a story, a tale of craftsmanship narrating the heritage and traditions passed down through countless generations. Each piece is not just a product, it's a testament to the years of work, experience, and skill that have gone into its creation. But amidst this sensory overload, there's a rhythm, a pulse that beats at the heart of every market, the competitive atmosphere. It's a symphony of human voices, the vendors calling out to passers-by, pitching their wares with the flair of seasoned performers. It's a game of chess, a dance, a negotiation. Every individual present in this chaotic wonderland is invited to join this energetic dance. In this world, prices are not fixed. They're fluid, flexible, open to interpretation. They're the starting of a conversation, an invitation to haggle, and the players in this game. They're not just vendors and customers, they're negotiators, each trying to outdo the other, each armed with their own set of tactics and strategies. The role of negotiation here extends beyond the price tag. It's about the relationship, the connection between the buyer and the seller. It's about the art of persuasion, the ability to read people, to sense their needs and desires, to gauge their willingness to pay and to push just the right buttons to close the deal. But it's not all about the chase. There's a sense of camaraderie, a shared understanding that this is part of the market culture. There's respect for a well-played move, a clever counteroffer, a smooth negotiation. And at the end of the day, it's not just about getting a bargain. It's about the experience, the thrill of the haggle, the satisfaction of a well-negotiated deal. So if you're planning to dive into vibrant world of markets, remember understanding the market is key. It's not just about the products, the prices, or the sellers. It's about the dynamics, the atmosphere, the culture of negotiation. It's about the interplay of supply and demand, of power and persuasion, of skill and strategy. It's about the thrill of the chase, the satisfaction of a bargain well earned, and the stories that each product brings with it. To master the art of bargaining, you must first understand the market. To navigate this sea of vendors, you first need to get a grasp of the currents. Only then can you sail smoothly to a great deal. Remember, the market isn't just where goods are bought and sold. It's a place where cultures meet, where traditions are shared, and where bonds are forged. So the next time you find yourself amidst the chaos of a market, take a moment to observe, to understand, and to appreciate the intricate dance of negotiation happening all around you. Now that we know what we're dealing with, let's break down the bargaining process into 5 easy steps. The first of these steps is observing. This stage is your groundwork, your reconnaissance mission. Prior to plunging headfirst into the realm of bargaining, it's critical to take a few moments to understand the market dynamics. Look closely at how sellers engage with other customers. It's important to understand how price negotiation unfolds and get a sense of the overall atmosphere of the patterns. Watch the interactions and listen to the conversations. Observing is about grasping the lay of the land, so to speak. Speak is like conducting your own market research in real time on the ground. I once knew a savvy traveler who, during his trip to the vibrant city of Jaipur, dedicated an entire morning just to observing. He sat quietly on a bench, sipped his chai, and just watched. This observation period paid off handsomely as he managed to secure a stunning carpet for half its original price. Moving on to the second step, we have assessing. This is when you shift your attention to the particular item you're interested in. Make it a point to examine its quality meticulously, scan for any possible defects, and use your judgment to estimate its true value. This is the stage where you channel your inner Holmes, inspecting the product in microscopic detail. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more you learn about the product, the stronger your bargaining position. After observations and assessment, the third step is offering. Here, the bargaining game truly commences. Commence by proposing a price that's a tad lower than what you're genuinely prepared to pay. Maintain confidence, but blend it with respect. The objective isn't to insult the vendor, but to initiate a dialogue. Keep in mind, this isn't an auction. Starting too low could backfire. I recall a friend who, while in Delhi, offered a laughably low price for a silk scarf, so much so that the vendor, incensed, refused to sell it to her even at its original price. Our fourth step, negotiating, is the core of the bargaining encounter. It's an intricate dance of proposals and counter-proposals. You and the vendor strive to arrive at a compromise. You'll suggest a slightly higher price. They'll counter with a lower one. And this dynamic continues until a mutually agreeable price is reached. The trick here is to be persistent and patient, yet flexible. Leveraging a little charm and humor can work wonders. I remember a tourist in Mumbai who, through light-hearted banter, had the vendor laughing so hard that he agreed to the tourist's price, just to keep the jovial atmosphere alive. Finally, we arrive at closing. Upon reaching a consensus on the price, it's time to conclude the deal. Express gratitude to the vendor. Remember, bargaining isn't merely about obtaining a good price, it's also about fostering relationships. You never know, you might secure an even better deal next time if you've built a rapport with the vendor. Bargaining is a dance, and like any dance, it demands practice to master, so don't lose heart. You don't ace it right off the bat. So there you have it, the 5-step bargaining process. With these steps in your arsenal, you're well on your way to mastering the art of bargaining. Happy haggling, folks! Bargaining can be quite a conundrum, but it becomes less intimidating, more manageable when you understand the nuances involved, the do's and don'ts that can guide you to master the art of haggling. So, let's delve deeper, unravel some interesting rules and tips to aid you on your quest to become a proficient haggler. Firstly, do comport yourself with a friendly disposition. Never mistake bargaining for an argument. It's more of an amicable conversation. Maintain a light-hearted, positive atmosphere. A smile, a friendly nod, a soft-spoken word can often swing the pendulum in your favor, leading to a more favorable deal than a scowl or harsh word. After all, who isn't inclined towards a cheerful, jovial haggler? Next, an essential step in your haggling journey is to initiate with a low offer. This is your anchor, your foothold, your starting point. But remember, it's vital to keep it within the bounds of reason. Pitching a price that's ludicrously low might offend the seller, causing them to shut down any further negotiation. However, there's a fine line between an exceptionally low offer and a reasonable one. This is where your knowledge of the market and the product comes in handy. Research well before you lay down your opening offer. Shifting gears to the don'ts, an important principle is not to show too much eagerness for a product. It's common tendency for sellers to sniff out desperation. If the seller perceives that you're overly keen to own the item, they might stick to a higher price. So, play it cool, exhibit casual interest as if the item is just one amongst many you're contemplating. Another rule in Book of Haggling is to avoid being too hasty to settle on a price. Hesitate. Let the silence linger. Ponder. This strategy can often make the seller anxious, nudging them to trim down the price a little more. Indeed, do harness the potency of silence. Sometimes withholding your words can prove to be more influential than any argument. Let the seller grapple with the silence, often leading them to propose a lower price. Never feel pressurized to purchase just because you've invested a substantial amount of time bargaining. If you can't secure the price you desire, it's perfectly acceptable to retreat. There will always be other opportunities waiting, other sellers, other products. An important rule to abide by is to always maintain respect. The objective of bargaining is not to swindle the seller, but to reach a price that's equitable for both parties. Always remember, for many sellers, this is their sole income. Compassion and understanding go a long way in successful negotiations. Also, never neglect to inspect the item meticulously before buying. The last thing you'd want is to spend precious time bargaining only to wind up with a flawed product. Inspect carefully, check for defects, ensure everything is up to your satisfaction, and finally, do remember to relish the process. Bargaining is a game, a mesmerizing dance of words and numbers. It's not just about the endpoint, the final price, but also about the odyssey, the negotiation process. So cherish it, draw lessons from it, and don't be too stern with if you don't succeed the first time. With every failed attempt, you gain experience, become more adept at the art of haggling. In the end, bargaining is not solely about securing a lower price, it's also about nurturing a relationship with the seller. So always bargain armed with respect and a smile. After all, a good bargain is one where both you and the seller walk away feeling gratified. With these tips and tricks, you're now ready to master the art of bargaining. But before we step into the vibrant chaos of the markets, let's take a moment to reflect and summarize our foray into the world of haggling. Our journey began with a deep dive into the art of the bargain. We learned that bargaining is not merely about securing the lowest price possible. It's about immersing ourselves in an exchange that goes beyond mere monetary transactions. It's a dance, a conversation, an opportunity for cultural immersion. Bargaining is about building relationships, about finding common ground with someone who, until that moment, was a stranger. It's about mutual respect and understanding, where both the buyer and the seller emerged content at the end of the transaction. We then ventured into the complex landscape of market dynamics. Every market is unique, every seller, every product, each carries its own story. To truly become a skilled negotiator, it's essential to comprehend these stories, understand the intricate gears that drive the market. Remember, knowledge is more than just power, it's your compass, your map, your key to navigating the labyrinthine pathways of the marketplace. We also dissected the 5-step strategy to effective negotiations. The first step is building a strong foundation of research, understanding the inherent value of the item you're interested in. Familiarizing yourself with the local currency equips you with a powerful tool in your bargaining arsenal. The second step is making your initial offer. This offer should be lower than your intended price, but not so low that it's insulting to the seller. Remember, bargaining is a dance of numbers, a dance that requires respect and understanding. That brings us to the third stage, the negotiation. It's a rhythmic sway, a back and forth between you and the seller, where you both strive to arrive at a mutually agreeable price. This step is perhaps where the true of a negotiator are tested. The fourth step is knowing when to step back. If the price isn't right, there's no dishonor in retreating. The market is vast, and there's always another opportunity waiting around the corner. The final step, once an agreement is reached, is to conclude the deal with graciousness. A sincere smile, a friendly handshake, these gestures of goodwill go a long way in making the experience memorable. Throughout our exploration of the bargaining process, we also highlighted a set of do's and don'ts. The importance of being respectful, patient, maintaining a sense of humor cannot be overstated. Like any game, bargaining is meant to be enjoyed, savored. Avoid being overly aggressive or excessively passive. Find your balance, maintain your composure, and most importantly, enjoy the process. Armed with these strategies, it's time to put your newfound skills into action. Step into the bustling maelstrom of the markets, lose yourself in the exhilarating rhythm of the bargaining dance. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't be disheartened if you don't emerge victorious in your initial attempts. Each encounter, each negotiation is a valuable lesson, a stepping stone towards honing your skills. The ultimate goal is not just securing the cheapest price. The best deal is the one that leaves both you and the seller content. A deal where you walk away not just with an item, but a memorable experience. So go out there, haggle like a pro, and revel in the thrill of the bargain.